Hello, YouTube. It's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 8, Episode 15. Mayday, Mayday. So we're just going to get on into it. The first couple I want to talk, I have to talk about Emma. I'm sorry. Emma. Now, remember, Emma and Ziad have broke up. And remember, he left her stranded in the desert. And then a couple weeks ago, Muhammad had texted her and reached out to her and asked her to meet up and stuff because she was in Morocco. Muhammad tells her to meet up, and so Emma's all happy. She said she even brought her ring that she had from Muhammad and everything, and she was like low key kind of excited to put the ring back on this and see if there's like a slight chance with Muhammad and everything. He tells her to meet at this restaurant, in Casablanca, and so she's at the restaurant and she's waiting for him, and he texts her and says, I'm engaged. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you." I'm sorry. It's bad. That's messed up. I feel bad. That's messed up. But I'm just like, what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been really hard on Emma the whole season, basically, and everything. And and that is messed up that happened, but wow. I don't know why I got really amused by that, even though it was messed up. I don't know. I was just amused by that. So Emma was just like, screw this, and so she went to the beach and threw her ring in the ocean and everything. So she's done with these men. She said F Muhammad, F Ziad. Then she went on a whole thing about Muhammad saying, "Oh, this girl's gonna go broke and paying for everything because it happened to me and everything, blah blah blah, and everything. I wish her luck and not him and everything." So yeah, poor Emma. She's a mess. I think I agree with her friend that she talked to a few weeks ago. We should be done with the country of Morocco because clearly it is not working out for you over there, Emma. Just come back home. Just come back home. Just saying. So, yeah, that was Emma. Next couple I want to talk is Aviva and Stig. So Aviva and Stig, finally Aviva's Aunt Spring finally left. That was coming in causing problems. She finally left Belize. So in this episode, they go to like a little resort and everything. And before they go, they stop somewhere, and Aviva, remember a few weeks in the last few weeks, Aviva and Stig have been battling about that girl in the picture that he was like dancing and kissing or whatever, and his friend was supposed to like had known the girl in the picture or whatever, but Aviva chose to believe Stig. So in this episode, Stig takes her out and everything. They're having a nice little time out, like on the beach and whatever. And Stig, for the first time, confessed his love to Aviva. He said, "I love you" for the first time, and he doesn't really say "I love you" that much. And he said, "I love you" for the first time, which was very sweet and everything. And Aviva said it back. So they decide Aviva only has a few days left in Belize, so they decide to go to like this resort place in Belize, and they take a little walk in this little jungle area and everything, and then they go and take like a cooking class where they make some like tortillas and whatever and everything. So they take this cooking class, they're having fun, they're throwing the dough on each other and everything, and they start eating, and Aviva is starting to get like these like weird cravings and stuff and everything. Now remember, they've been when Aviva first arrived to Belize, her and Stig were intimate without protection. Then in recent time, they started using protection and everything. So Aviva, with these cravings, admitted that she hasn't had her woman time of the month, basically. And so Stig suggested, well, why don't we just take a pregnancy test and everything? So, it's not on the radar. They would be happy one way or the other, basically. So we just basically left off with whenever we're gonna take the pregnancy test. It looks like she'll take the pregnancy test on next week's episode, basically. So I really don't think that she is pregnant, and I don't think Aviva and Stig are together in real life. But it's still room. It does leave room for some uncertainty, basically. So it just keeps us guessing. So yeah, that was Aviva and Stig. Sorry guys, this is gonna be a quick. This is gonna be a quickie. Next couple I want to talk is Rick and Trish. So Rick and Trish, as we know, last week Rick went to meet Trish's parents and at their house, and they live in some tough conditions basically, but they have a really close family. And so in this episode, Rick and Trish wake up. They have to sleep on bunk beds. Like Rick said, he hasn't slept on a bunk bed in years, and everything. But he wanted to respect where he's at and everything. So they wake up and everything, and Rick has to go get a shower. Now there's an outhouse where they're staying at. So Trish told him to put on a towel and go take a shower, and he was hoping nobody saw him. So Rick is in his towel, and he goes outside, and there's already people out there, and he's running to the outhouse, and they're laughing at him running to the outhouse. It was hilarious. And so he gets in the shower, and it is cold. They have to do the buckets and pour the water on it. It reminded me of Big Ed's shower scene when he was dating Rose and Rose's father and stuff. Rick just kept on pouring the cold water on him, and he was like freaking out. This water is cold. This water's cold. And honestly, if I was in Africa and taking a cold shower like that, that would feel good to me. He a big man. I'm surprised he was complaining on how cold it was. Because if I'm in Africa and have a chance for a cold shower outside, that would feel good for me. Just saying. So after they get dressed, Rick and Trish decide to take a little walk around and everything. And we seen Trish talk to her father about, because the main thing about it last week is that they want Trish to have kids, and they want Rick to give Trish some kids because I guess having kids in their culture is very important. So Trish and her father had a conversation, and Trish basically asked the father, like, are you going to put me in a position to where, like, if Rick doesn't want to have kids and I'm still in love with him, like, if I had to choose between you or me, you or him? And the father was like, yes, yes. I can't. I can't meet in the middle here. Like it's either one way or the other, basically. And so Trish is upset because she actually really does like Rick and everything, and like she knows that he doesn't really want to have kids and stuff and everything, but despite what he did about the Colombian ex and stuff, she still wants to be with him. And okay, I respect that. I respect that as much as what I feel about Rick and everything and what he did and everything and what he is doing. I respect that. And so I think by the previews of next week, they're gonna like Rick is gonna ask for more time and everything. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I mean that shower scene just reminded me of Ed and Rose all over again. Only the difference is there wasn't a rat there. So yeah, that was Rick and Trish. Next couple I want to talk is Lisa and Daniel. Oh my God, they've been the draining train wreck of the season. So Lisa and Daniel, remember Lisa had finally told Daniel that she's still married to a woman and everything, and now Daniel's just been upset and drained by Lisa's lies. So in this episode, Lisa and Daniel had to meet up with Daniel's uncle to tell him, because remember Lisa had gotten the blessing from the uncle for them to get married and stuff and everything, but the uncle has to be involved in everything when there ever is a problem, whatever. So they go to uncle, and Daniel starts telling uncle about the lies that Lisa shed. He told her that, I told you that she's just been divorced twice and everything, but that's not the truth. She's been like married 5 times and everything. And Uncle's just like, what? And everything. And and she has been with multiple women in the past and everything. And then Lisa wanted to step in and say, like, you're not saying the whole thing and everything. And Uncle was like, let him speak, don't speak, let him speak. So Daniel's trying to explain everything, and then Lisa tried to butt in, and she was just like, and they was like, nope, don't speak, let him speak. So after that, then Uncle was like, wait, hold up. It's like, I had asked you if you practice lesbianism, and you said you did before, but you were done and everything. It was just like a couple of times or whatever. So you lied to me and everything. And then Lisa just starts hyperventilating. She's just like, I really love Daniel. I'm so sorry. I can't help my past. I can't help my past. I'm so sorry. And Uncle's just like, Lisa, your crocodile tears ain't gonna change anything one bit. One or the other. I don't believe you. She's like, I'll do whatever it takes, Uncle. I'll do whatever it takes. I love Daniel. I love Daniel and everything. And so Uncle was just like, "You're this is abomination and everything." And she's like, and if you guys leave here now, like, what will you vomit? Like, are you gonna vomit more lies? And Lisa's like, no, this is the last one. I have no more secrets and everything. So Daniel had to step in. It's like, okay, look, Uncle, yes, she lied, but I do love her and I do want to marry her and everything. Is there anything we can do to get forgiveness? So Uncle was just like, I really care, and told Ding, I really love you and I care for you. I am not God, but what I can do is consult the priest here, and we have to do like some kind of like spiritual cleaning, whatever, to see what we can do here. So Lisa is kind of thrilled about that because she's like, oh, I'm glad Uncle is gonna make some leeway for us. But I'm still nervous because maybe these priests are not going to accept make my lives any better. No, they're not going to make it any better. And judging by the previews, it's going to be another weird thing with them and stuff and everything. So, I mean, this whole situation is just a mess. And I'm glad it's almost over. Just saying. But yeah, that was Lisa and Daniel. And speaking of mess, let's talk about freaking Elise and Joshua. I can't with this couple. Like I really cannot with Elise and Joshua. So the episode starts out with Elise like crying because remember she got mad last week because she found out that Joshua's roommate Nat had a financial hold on her or whatever, and he is basically living her for rent free. And I guess like they woke up and Joshua went out somewhere, and Elise sent a snarky text message saying "Have fun with Nat," and then he put a heart emoji on the thing, and that made her cry. So the producer's coming in like, "What's going on?" And she's crying and everything. Then Joshua comes back and he sees her crying, but then walks away. And then she gets mad again for him walking away. She's like, "Why are you walking away when I'm crying?" He's like, "Well, you're upset. I'm just trying to give you some space and everything." And it's just like you didn't really have to like react in the way you did. So she kind of apologized for that, and they decided to get to the beach. They go to the beach and do a surf lesson, and they have fun with that. But then they have another conversation about this whole thing and everything, and it just turned into another argument. And just basically Elise is just like really offending Joshua and his situation, especially with his job, like on the yacht and everything, and everything, and that he's basically on thin ice and borderline about to be fired and everything. So she's still bringing up that he lives with Nat, and then there's still like that financial hold, like thing on him and whatever, and he keeps getting offended by that. So they go their separate ways. They sleep in separate rooms. Elise wakes up and decides to call her parents, and she told her parents that like about everything was going on and everything. And her parents were actually on Joshua's side. They were like, look, like give him some time, get like quit jumping to conclusions and overreacting and everything. It's probably not as serious as you're making it out to be and everything. So just cut him some slack a little bit. We seen Joshua talk to his friend Chris at the beach and everything about the whole situation and everything, and how she just keeps bringing it up and everything, and he's just like over it, and he's like really questioning the relationship, because like if she's not going to trust them, then what's the point? And judging by the previews of next week, is the big preview when Elise is going to go off on him and Nat at a bar and just go crazy and stuff and everything. So yeah, it's just a hot mess. I didn't really want to spend too much time on it, because I mean it's just obvious. It's just Elise was on Hunt for Love last year and everything, and it didn't work out. And somehow, some way, she got involved with this guy from Australia, and she's in Australia in love with this guy. Like, like what are we doing? We know she's a villain. We all know she was a villain. Just say. So it's just a mess, and I don't think they're gonna work out. So yeah, that was Elise and Joshua. And the last couple I want to talk is Laura and Birkon and Michael. This little three-way. So a couple weeks ago, Laura's friend Michael arrives to Turkey to play interference with Laura and Birkon. And he decides to ride to Birkon's house unannounced, basically. So, remember a couple weeks ago, Birkon was just really cold with Michael, saying that he likes all this violent stuff and everything, and like just try to like intimidate Michael and stuff and everything and stuff. And I'm going to talk more about that in a couple of minutes when I finish them. But in this episode, Michael had brought Laura some gifts and stuff and everything, that she really liked and everything. And Barricon said, that's just sweet, like you're sweet or whatever. And he was just still giving him like the dry, intimidating factor, just for the fact that, why is this guy here in my house? Why did this guy fly all the way from America to Turkey to see my woman, basically? So I get Birkon on that. But they take a taxi to take Michael to his hotel, because his hotel is finally ready for him to check in, and then they're all going to go hang out and stuff. And when they drop Michael off at the hotel, Beercon told Laura, like, what, he's not too bad. I will like quit being intimidating and talk with him a little bit more. So Laura's like, okay, thank you, because she was getting frustrated about him acting all intimidating and everything. So they decided to go to this little restaurant and have a conversation, and then Michael and Bearcon were talking about sports, how like Bearcon likes soccer, Michael likes baseball. Neither one of them like the other sport and everything. And the big question, like, Bearcon asked Michael, he's like, you and Laura are best friends and everything. Like, yeah, Michael said that him and Laura like gone on kayaking and did a lot of things. And so he asked, why didn't neither one of you guys date? I mean, you guys are all best friends. Why aren't you guys together? And Michael was just like, I don't have an answer for that. And so Bearcon got suspicious of that, and he was just like, so neither one of them are talking when I ask that question or answering that question, like, why aren't they dating and everything? But Laura revealed that there is more to her relationship with Michael that she revealed to Bearcon than what Bearcon actually knows. And we get a glimpse of that. So the next day, Bearcon decides he just wants to hang out with Michael alone without Laura, and Michael agreed. So they go out and shoot some pool and everything. Bearcon was actually, I think, beat him in pool pretty good. I was watching him, and he flat out asked Michael, "Okay, look, like, do you love Laura? Are you in love with Laura? You're here and everything, like." Tell me you love her. Man to man conversation. Tell me you love her. And Michael was like, look, like, we're good friends. Um, no, no, it's not like that. And Barry Con was like, you made a move on her, didn't you? Didn't you? Like, nope, nope, never made a move on her. Like, you made a move on her. He's like, nope. Laura made a move on me, actually. And we are like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, Laura made a move on me. I had never been into Laura like that. Like, she's like done some stuff like that with me, and I've never reciprocated. She wouldn't be here with you if I was in love with her. If I was in love with her, she would have been known by now, you know. And she's in love with you, but yeah, she made a move on me, and this was before she met you, dude. But yeah, she made a move on me. So now Bearcon was just like, oh, well, okay, well, now I believe you, but I don't believe her now. And that's just sad that I had to believe you and not her. So now Bearcon is questioning everything in his relationship with Laura with this. So now Michael done spilled the beans on his on his best friend that he can. And he said he's not trying to drive a wedge between Laura and Bearcon's relationship, but Laura set herself up for this. She really did. So yeah. Now Bearcon. Now I know some things that are sometimes a little bit exaggerated when what we watch, like especially with TLC and stuff. But when Bearcon did that, was talking about how he liked watching violence and stuff and everything, and then I guess he was getting a lot of heat on it on social media. And then I guess there's like a thing on social media where he like punched some kind of object. I don't know if it's a computer, destroyed a computer out of anger because he was mad at social media comments. So I'm thinking BeerCon might be a little bit unhinged and might have a little bit of anger problems, because if he's getting mad at social media comments and destroying like computers and stuff and everything, then there's a problem. So my initial thought of BeerCon that he might be dangerous, I might be right about that, because clearly he just proved that he is. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that and everything in the last couple episodes. So yeah, let's just keep an eye on that. And that was basically it, guys. We did not see my favorite couples this episode. We didn't see Forrest and Sheena or Javon and Annalyn. So you know, those two couples are my favorite couples, and I don't know why we don't. They're not getting them much airtime. I want to see them more than Emma and Elise and Joshua, like, and the overness with Lisa and Daniel. Like, come on now. But judging by the previews, it looks like Forrest and Sheena finally did the nookie nookie in the Forrest's mom's words and stuff and everything. So I can't wait to talk about that. And normally that I don't care about people's intimate lives, but for them that's big for them. So I can't wait to talk about that next week. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on tomorrow and Tuesday to recap The Single Life. I'm still watching Age of Attraction. I'm on episode 6 of 8. I may have to rewatch it because I keep forget what's been going on since it's been a busy week. So I'll try to get that review out when I finish that this week. So until then, I'll see you guys soon. Love you guys. Bye.